Okay, so let's start with art homeschool co-op classes because this is what I've been teaching for many, many semesters now. And so from my experience of teaching, I did put together a curriculum that that is available for you to use in your homeschool or to teach a co-op class. So there is the downloads are subject to different pricing for a co-op, so be sure to email me and get all that information if you want to use it. But I will show you. So it is everything that you need except for the actual books to teach a class. So this is what it looks like. And for my podcast listeners, I am showing the lap book that I have created for the kids to use during the class. And I will leave the link in the description below so you can head on over to lifeunboxed.blog. And there's a video on there that'll show you the whole lap book too. So you don't have to necessarily watch this. You can get a sneak peek at what's inside over there. So then we open it up, and this is where they have artist puzzles. They have the flip books where they track the artwork. They have a movement wheel. They have coloring books. So all of this is part of the curriculum. You don't have to do anything. Let me rephrase that. You don't have to make anything. You do have to print and cut everything out on your own. So I can't do that for you. But here is the best part about this class. You don't need to be an artist to teach it. I am not an artist, although my husband tells me that I have an inner creative that is tired of being held hostage and trying to break free. So we're still trying to figure out how this creative is going to break free. But I am really not an artist, yet I love teaching this class. It is very hands-on because my philosophy is occupied hands, listen better, help with listening ears. And it just from the experience, because it's been taught, I've taught this with elementary students, that it is true. Occupied hands make better listeners. So if you want to dip your toes into the waters of teaching, then this is a perfect homeschool co-op class to start with. And I'm not just saying it because I made it. This has been tried and tested and proven to be true. So, and also as part of the curriculum package, I also give you the art ideas and how to do them. So again, they're tested, so you won't end up with pentastrophes. Been there, done that. Okay, so that was the first one. Let's get some coffee. Class number 2 is comic book drawing. So this one does require some talent. Maybe. I really think that you could kind of push it. If you like telling stories or you just like comic books, I think you can teach this. So if you have the talent or if you just love comic books, then this would be such a fun class to teach. And you can get the pages off Pinterest or you can easily make them yourself. It really is pretty easy to do. You can use Canva. Any resource, any program that will allow you to create boxes on a page will work. And you can teach creative writing through the medium of comic book writing. So let your imagination run wild. And if you feel like you're not going to have enough to fill a whole class, add biographies of famous comic book writers. Stan Lee comes to mind, or the history of comic books, different things like that. The history of illustration, you can add those throughout your semester. So use the entire semester for the students to write an entire comic book. And that can be 10 pages, it can be 20 pages. However you want to do it, they can work on it each week. Number 3, perspective drawing. So this does require some expertise, but it is a very popular class for middle school and high school age. So if you have the skills, then teach this class. You don't need to be an expert though. Just have a basic understanding of how to do it. All right, so number 4 is model building. And I swiped some of my son's models so I can show you what they look like. So my boys have loved this class, and it is just small metal models. You can find them at Hobby Lobby, or I know they're on Amazon as well. So this is what they look like. That's one. Here's another one. And for my podcast listeners, I'm just showing small metal models. One was a spaceship, and the other was an AT-AT from Star Wars. So there's a lot of variety that you can find. And again, Hobby Lobby, you can probably find them at Michael's too, or Joann's. So basically, they just worked on these models during class. So in each class, the teacher maybe would give them some help, show them what to do. That's what they did. That was the entire class. So you don't need any skills for this, just an ability to read instructions. And this was a very popular class, especially with the boys in co-op. So number 5, arts and crafts. This is one of those classes that you can do anything with and with any age group. So get cozy on the couch and start scrolling through Pinterest to get some inspiration. I do always recommend that you test out your pinspiration before you actually use them in class, because you may have some pintastrophes, which I have had. But just pick an arts and crafts. Just pick a project, one for every class. And if you want to theme it. You can really do anything with this class. Christmas ornaments. This is number 6. So this is another fun class for any age group. And again, it really only requires scrolling through Pinterest, testing your Pinterest pins, and then picking which ones to make. And you work on one each week. Number 7 is scrapbooking. So for one semester, my daughter took a scripture scrapbooking class, so no pictures required. So they wrote out different Bible verses and then decorated the pages. So it was really easy to do. The teacher had like black paper notebooks, and each week they just designed their different pages. And I think the best part that she enjoyed was the teacher had made it an all-girls class. And for her, it was just a lot of fun to just be with girls. You have to understand, she has 4 brothers and 1 sister who's 10 years younger than her. So for her to get just girl time is very rare. So that was what made this class very fun for her.